Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same thing. A strong man doesn't need to read the future, he makes his own. Ladies and gentlemen, and variations thereupon, my name is Oodles, this is our future, and this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome back to Modern Escapism. As I've stated, I'm Oodles. And so we've been away for a while and the format is slightly changing. The cast for now will be me, Stig, Gadget and Biggie, with the departure of Jeebus and Doomy. I thank them both for their ideas and their vision they brought to the podcast and wish them very well with their future endeavours. But without further ado, what the bloody hell have we been doing and what do we have planned, guys? So, we are joined, as I've stated, by Stig, Gadget, Biggie, and myself, Oodles. Are we all alright? It's been so long.
Oh, marvellous. Absolutely marvellous.
Yeah, not bad, mate.
Great.
Excellent. That's
Very
what I
tired.
Mate, I'm tired today.
We'll get into that, why I'm tired.
In our new segment called Why I'm Tired.
Tired.
So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks, especially by the time you hear this, everybody. We're just going to kick off the show with basically talking about what we've been doing and how we've spent our staycation. So yeah, let's go. Gadget, what you been doing, pal?
Well, without having 38 hours worth of editing over a week, I have had time to do things.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So I've been engaging in the pulpiest of pulpy entertainment.
Okay.
In both video game form and TV form. I've been playing the insane Yakuza 0. And Pip and I this week have been binging through Hell's Kitchen, the Gordon Ramsay fronted cook-off competition in the States.
I adore it.
It's so shit, it's so wonderful. You don't know what it is, don't know what Hell's Kitchen is. It's basically, Gordon Ramsay has a high-end, highfalutin restaurant in LA called Hell's Kitchen, and every year he takes, I think it's 16 people, 8 men and 8 women, all aspiring chefs from across the US, and he pits them head-to-head against each other in a kind of almost battle to the death kind of thing. And they have to run dinner services, they have to do the most ridiculous, disgusting challenges, and yeah, they just whittle each other down. It is such shit editing, it is such... There's so much crap kind of storylines, people cursing each other out because they fucked up a risotto and shit like that. It's so petty. Fucking love it.
It makes me laugh when they go in the back room and like, I can't believe this is happening. No one will ever find out while there's a cameraman just right next to them.
Or it's when someone hasn't cooked something properly. I mean, they're working on high pressure, I get that, and I've worked in a kitchen before. I know people make mistakes, but like when they're fucking up, I don't know, like a risotto or some scallops or something like that, and like. The kitchens are open to the dining room, so the diners can see into the kitchen. Yeah. And Gordon's like smashing these scallops with his fist, going, "They're fucking raw!" at the top of his voice.
2 slices of bread next to their head.
Yeah, like idiot sandwich.
That shit sandwich was.
I kind of think obviously the people are going there because they know it's Hell's Kitchen. It's kind of like dinner in a show. But in the other breath, I think, oh, that's a bit intimidating. I don't want to really eat there. Just hearing Gordon Ramsay chuntering on in the background while you're trying to eat your steak.
Problem with that is you'd book it, you'd be like, guys, we're going to Hell's Kitchen, and then realise when cameras are not there, it's probably just a normally run restaurant that's decent, no issues.
It's a competent functioning restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, he's not even fucking here. This is crap.
Yeah.
Was everything all right with you, Mill? Yeah, actually, I'm really disappointed. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
I did not hear one single fuck while I was there. I had to supply my own. It's a bring your own fuck kind of situation.
Is it one of those shows that has the talking heads, like clips back to people talking about
yeah.
Yeah. I love them because they're just like people have to act normally, like they don't know what's already happened.
Yeah.
They start talking about the situation. Just, oh yeah, it'll be all right, I think. And then 5 minutes later, it's not all right. It's like these people have to sit back there and pretend that they're watching the show as it happens. It's so weird the way they do stuff like that.
Yeah, I do like to just, when I'm watching that, trying to sit and think, like, what are the producers actually asking them to get those responses? Because it's not just to, like, tell me what happened in the day. Like, they're getting specific prompts to say, how the fuck does Josh not know how to do this? And then 5 minutes later, well, Josh really pulled it back. It's just like, hang on a second, you're not being pulled out every 5 minutes to do this. Oh no, it's fucking brilliant, and it's so funny. And the one thing that me and Pip know is, because we've been binge watching it, because like there's like 16 series of it on Prime. At the end of each episode, they do the next time on Hell's Kitchen thing.
More cooking.
And what they put in the next time bit has nothing to do with the episode that follows it. So, like, for instance, there was one we were watching. So they were doing the next time bit, and it says, it has like footage of like smoke coming up from one of the burners, one of the cookers, and like, and the voiceover says something along the lines of, "Will one chef sabotage another?" and like shit like that. And it's like, no, what she did was she just boiled over a butter and it caught fire on the grill.
Yeah,
and that's
it's because the format is for like you won't see it till next week, so you forget that next time.
Yeah, you've got like a week's gap to forget that. No, this is just some really shady editing. It's fucking terrible. Love it.
So also, you've been journeying in Camarocho, I believe. How's that been going?
It's mad. It's absolutely fucking mental. I've never played a game like Yakuza. It's a long-running series. So this is Yakuza 0, which was a prequel that was brought out, I think, just after Yakuza 5, I think.
That's right, yeah.
Something like that.
And it's a fucking soap opera.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese mafia soap opera. The game has no grip on reality. It's wonderful. You play as there's two concurrent storylines running along. One in Kamurocho in Tokyo, and the other is in Santabori in Osaka.
Yeah,
I believe. Probably pronounced all of those wrong. So in Kamurocho, you play as Kazuma Kiryu, altogether good Japanese boy in the Yakuza, and then you play in Santabori as Goro Majima, who is this discarded Yakuza. He's disgraced, he's flamboyant, he's got an eye patch, the guy's mental.
Hey.
And I'm like 4/5 the way through the game. I'm nearly finished it.
So that's 1,700 hours then, yeah?
About that, yeah, the long games. The story of the game just revolves around all these Yakuza families, all these different clans.
Yeah.
There's a bit of revenge to it. There's always revenge to it, apparently. All the games are about some form of revenge. But the general basis of the story is that there is this little patch of dirt in Kamurocho called the Empty Lot. It's like a 3x3 meter square patch of land. And all the Yakuza families want it because without that, they can't have total control over the real estate. So basically, it's a real estate dispute.
Yeah.
That's what you're playing. But it's a real estate dispute where in the section I've just played, I've shot a helicopter out the sky.
Yes.
That was firing rockets at me.
Just like on location.
Yeah, absolutely. Kirsty and Phil commit so many murders in the background. But it's honestly, it's a game that defies explanation. I mean, it's basically, if you think back to Shenmue, it's just a more modern version of Shenmue. But it's got all the kind of random trappings of some things of reality, some things of the Japanese 80s culture. There are some things I feel really uncomfortable about, like the kind of the hostess bars. That is all very creepy to me.
But that's a real thing.
There is an achievement called I just did it for the achievement, where you have to go into an adult video store and watch a titty video. And it's just like, and I'm sat there, I'm thinking, what am I doing with my life?
You don't even see the video, do you?
No, you do. You watch the video.
Do you? Oh my God, you pervert.
Thankfully, there is the B to skip prompt on the screen.
Which you didn't use.
I did use. But generally, I mean, most of the gameplay is either cutscenes or brawling. You just walk through the streets, people pick a fight with you, you knock the shit out of them with bicycles and whatever you have to hand. And it is a really fun game, but it's mad. That's the only way you can describe it. It's the most Japanese game I've ever played, and I've been playing games for a very long time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I've played it a bit, but not that far into it.
I've beat Zero, I've beat Judgment, which is the spin-off, and I've beat Like a Dragon, the newer one.
Yeah.
So I've done 3 of them.
Yeah, well, the thing is now, all all the games up to from Yakuza 0 all the way up to 5
Yeah.
are on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to work through them all. I've got all of them installed on my Xbox. So
I bet
yeah.
Like a Dragon's there by the time you finish those as well.
What, in 3 years' time?
Yeah.
I mean, I started playing this game in November when my Series X arrived, and I
still doing it.
Finished it. Yeah, I'm still going.
I mean,
It's
they
one of those-
churned out sequel after sequel, didn't they? It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Some of them are just
6,
remasters
Judgment,
though, rather than
Zombie.
like remakes. That's how they've managed to churn them out, because they were made over years and years and years, and then they just up-res them.
It's kind of the same format, though, isn't it? The same kind of game each time.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think with varying side characters, like I think you always, until you get to Like a Dragon, you always play as Kiryu.
Yeah.
Who, like I say, best Japanese boy. He's a lovely lad as Kiryu. Although there is one slight story, a plot hole that I found in it. In the very early on in the game, Kiryu won't kill people. He's a Yakuza. He will give people life-changing injuries. It's a bit like Batman. He'll give people life-changing injuries, but he won't kill them. And so he won't kill them. But then in that scene that I described, shooting the helicopter out the sky, that's
Someone
part of
died.
a car.
Yeah.
That's part of a car chase where Kiryu is hanging out the side of the car, and you have to kill about 50 guys.
That's the same. That's the same as Spider-Man when he punches someone off at Empire State Building.
Yeah.
They ain't surviving that.
No, he catches them in his web, doesn't he? That's
Yeah,
how,
well,
that's how they
say,
work
yeah.
around it in the game.
Yeah, if you look over the side, they're stuck on a
Oh,
building.
they're just dangling.
Yeah.
Somehow
Good
he
luck-
managed to get his web
good
to
luck
go
getting them down.
around the corner, yeah. I did that. I was like, Kate, look, like, when I've been playing Miles Morales, and I was like, look, he's just stuck on the side of the building, and I swung off, and she goes, just leaving him there, and I went, can't do anything else. The game just makes you leave them there, and then you swing off and see you later.
8 hours later, the webbing just dissolves and they just fall.
Oh, God, yeah, imagine.
I started Yakuza 0 when it came onto Game Pass because everyone always bangs on about how good they are. I was like, right, I'm going to give it a go. I haven't played much because other games have kind of got in the way, but like that
Really?
opening section is just crazy. Like, you're thrown straight into a weird karaoke bar, and then you beat someone up.
You learn how to fight from an
you
Englishman.
sober someone up by beating them up. Like two guys are arguing in the street, and your mate says, "Oh, let's move on." And he's like, "No, I've got to sort this." For no reason, just goes and beats these guys up. Who,
Yeah.
yeah,
It would have
and
happened to you over
sobers them up.
Christmas if you weren't
Yeah.
that far away.
Well, yeah, I mean, the random things that you do involve, there is you have to help a punk band become more punk.
Oof.
You help a child get his video game back after he got mugged for it.
Oh.
You have a boss fight against a high-up Yakuza who's riding a motorbike in the sewers and whacks you at 50 miles an hour with a lead pipe, and then you get up and kick the shit out of him somehow. Like, it's such a weird game full of all these different dualities that shouldn't, not dualities, these different facets that shouldn't fit together, but somehow it's a coherent game.
Yeah.
And it's shit, and it's amazing, and it's wonderful, and it's terrible, and I love it so much. It's just the best thing, and I can't wait to finish this and get and start Yakuza Kiwami, which is the first remaster.
Yes.
First remake, rather.
Excellent. Well, so I'm glad you've been enjoying yourself, and I'm glad that this spare time that you've had not editing has allowed these little adventures you've been on. But we're going to divert now down to Biggie. Mate, what have you been bloody doing?
Apart from running around looking after the family, of course. I basically, Gadget stupidly sent a link through to me for a deal. Ended up snapping up Cyberpunk for pretty good.
So
Just
you were that
about
person
30
that
quid.
bought it.
Oh, yeah. But because I've got the PS5, I was just curious to see what the latest patch had done. So once I got it installed, got it up and running. I don't know I don't know how to compare it. I've not looked at any videos of it being on the PC. But I'll give you a little example of what I found once the game got up and running. You start off pretty much at the beginning of the game in sort of a local nightclub, sort of bar area.
Yep.
And as you start wandering around there, there happens to be arcade machines, posters, things like that around the place. And they do not come up well on the screen at all.
Really?
I mean, I don't know what it's like for the PC. I guess you'll have to tell me if they render at all.
Is it the textures, you reckon?
Really bad. I remember playing Borderlands 3 on the PS4. Same kind of thing. There's lots of decorative posters and artwork around, and they don't render at all. Really bad.
Do they not take time to pop up, or is it they just don't ever?
I stood there for a while to check, and they did not come through at all.
Oh, that's bad.
There's a really famous one that Digital Foundry brought up when they did their analysis of the console ones, and they captured it on a PS5. It's a sequence about 6 hours into the game. You're heading down like this ramp to a garage door, and there's like bins and dumpsters next to you. And I had it when I played it, because I'm playing it on the Series X. I had it when I got there. And basically, on the PC, it's one of the dumpsters is overflowing with bin bags. Yeah. And it looks fine. On the consoles, both the Xbox and the PS5, it's just untextured geometry.
Oh, no.
It's just grey lumps with no kind of texture skin on top of it. Like,
oh, no.
to go back to Hell's Kitchen, it's fucking dumb.
See, I've got it for the PC. And I've got a fairly decent-ish PC spec. It's running behind a lot of latest stuff now, but it plays it perfectly fine.
Really?
Yeah. I've had one issue in the game, and that was right near the beginning. I was sat next to one of the characters, and we're just talking, and one of the bushes behind him kind of popped through his body.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. But that is it. I've had no performance issues.
That's not even bad. I can cope with that.
Yeah, I've had no performance issues. I've had no like dodgy like things just popping in and out. Nothing to do with
the first mission.
I think it's the consoles.
When the guy tells you to go meet somebody upstairs, I went upstairs and literally there's a bar tray hanging in the middle of the air in front of me.
Oh, you'll see.
That
lots
might have been a
that.
design choice.
I'm sure.
Robot trays.
Yeah.
There was a bit further on in that same mission. You're in an underground sort of car garage. You're going to steal a car, and part of the scene, there's the car in the background. It was just geometry shapes. I don't know what happened. Then all of a sudden it loaded and popped up. I mean, it's poor. It still looks poor.
It's such a shame with the pedigree that they had with Witcher 3.
To be fair, Witcher 3 was a broken mess when it first came.
Not that bad. I mean, sometimes your horse was on top of a house that you can't climb, but you can live with that.
Oh, and also going into that first mission as well, there's the VR missions that are like a tutorial to get you used to how to fire a gun in a game and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that didn't work well for me.
I'd run through that just to see what that was like, and I did the first one. I was like, okay, fine, that was fine. And then it went to load me into the next area to pick the second tutorial, and my character just started walking around, floating around without me touching anything. He was looking backwards. He clipped out. He came back in. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? Yeah, it's.
I really dislike those VR things. I prefer a game. I prefer a game that kind of handholds you through a mission to show you how to do stuff, rather than just being all like,
I agree.
Here you go and do this for half an hour or whatever it is, and go through all the tutorials. Like, no, just give me a mission where I've got to do that, and I'll learn as I go.
Yeah, I'm fine with button prompts on screen for a while, just to show you what to do.
Oh, you still get them. Like,
right.
I'm like 14 hours into it, and you still get tutorial prompts every so often.
Turn them off.
Yeah.
The one to watch out for, Biggie, is next time you're in like a chase shootout thing, like where you're hanging out the car shooting. Look down, because you'll look through your body.
Ooh.
Like your head and your right arm. Yeah, you guys right-handed. Your head and your right arm become disconnected from your torso.
Oh dear!
If you look down while you're shooting out of a car.
There's a moment in the beginning of this game where you get almost like a taxi journey. You're in this car and it takes you to this area where you start your first mission. And there's you're sort of an in-game cutscene. So I happened to be looking out the window as the guy's talking to me, and I was watching the scenery go past, and it looked bad. Really blocky buildings, maybe 3 people
like Minecraft.
walking. Yeah, it did not look good at all. So again, I don't know what it would look like maybe normally.
They need another year, I think.
Yeah, I think it's got a lot of work to go to.
I generally find with the driving, if you can, it looks better if you have the camera outside the car. When the camera's on the inside of the car,
it's rendering too much.
No, it doesn't render fast enough.
Oh, right.
So, but when it's outside, everything seems to render properly.
I'm just going to wait for like a remaster in 10 years' time.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious because I wanted to really play the game. I wanted to see what it was like, and I'd say they've probably patched it so you can play it. But does it look good? No.
I don't want it to break me out of the immersion, because I think they are immersive games, and
Yeah,
That's what I want it for.
I can't deal with like I've played Deus Ex, I've played all them, and not once did I have like any issues like that. And don't get me wrong, it's not an open world, massive, sprawling megatropolis thing, but still, it's similar vibe, and they pulled it off. So
it very much seems like they've just cocked it up for the consoles massively, even for the next gen ones. Because I don't.
Well, to be fair, the next gen ones are still running the last gen version, so the next gen patch isn't out. They said until the summer, or later. So
I think I'm going to wait, but I was just really curious to see if I could play it at all, and I think I'll wait.
It's a shame.
I've got friends who've got like the ability to put ray tracing and 4K in it, and it looks absolutely amazing. Yeah. And mine looks fine, good. Like I'm running it 40 frames per second ish, between 40 and 50, and it still looks really nice. Like I've kind of hit a middle ground where it's not too bad on the frame rate, but not rubbish on the graphics.
Oh, and very quickly, one last thing just made me think about something is that considering the game is set in 2077, the options at the beginning of the game to choose your hairstyle have not moved on since 1986. The choices of hairstyles.
These things come back around, mate.
Fashion is cyclical, mate.
Yeah.
Well,
I bet you've still got blue denims, stonewash. You know you have. So the thing that bothers me with 2077, I don't think the world's going to look like that in 2077.
To
that's
be
like
fair, the
50
flashbacks
years.
in the game start in 2032 and they look exactly like 2077 in that game.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't think in 12 years we're going to get to what it looks like.
No.
Like in 50 years, we're not going to have neon cyber cities like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, London's still going to look like London fundamentally, because it still looked like that in Victorian era. Nothing's changed that much, apart from they've got a little bit taller and they've got Wi-Fi.
They've done. They've done alternate history thing because they're basically the lore of the game has like a third world war between corporations in there, and like Night City's like built on the ruins of a real city, but it's
not like Chicago.
No, it's not. It's not a city that we have now that's become something new. It was like it's a new. It's like it's like applying the
Neo Tokyo,
like Neo Tokyo, or like if you look at like 2000 AD, you're looking at like Mega City 1, stuff like that. It's that kind of thing. It's a new city.
I see, and I'll know that in a few years' time when I get to play it.
But I mean, they still reference Tokyo and London and places like that.
So some cities did survive.
Yeah, those places still exist in this world, but Night City is somewhere brand new.
Cool. Anything else then, Biggie, before we jump ship?
No, that's it, dude.
Fantastic. So I'm a bit remiss to ask Stig what he's been up to, because anyone that's been in our community know exactly what he's been up to, and I think anyone that knows him knows what he's been up to. So if you'd care to enlighten anyone that doesn't know you, what have you been up to?
I've been playing a new survival game on the PC called Valheim.
No way.
Yeah, oh yes way. Yeah. Bought this on Friday the 12th.
And he hasn't slept since.
It's now the 21st. I've put 46 hours into it.
Fuck,
have you been to work at all?
Jesus. You're trying to beat my scores now.
I mean, you think that's bad? My friends that I'm playing with, he said this morning he was on 71 hours.
Whoa.
Fucking hell.
That's huge.
This game's brilliant. It's so... I've just fallen into it. And a lot of the time it's just building things. So the whole setup is you're sent to Valheim to win Odin's approval.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to go there, defeat the creatures, defeat the bosses, and once you've defeated all 6 main bosses, you win Odin's approval, and you can go...
So you're a Viking then?
You could go to Valhalla. Yes, so you're a Viking, basically. You start the game with nothing. You are basically just running around in your pants with nothing. And from there, you have to... cut down trees, mine rock, build your own house, go off, find these copper deposits, mine copper, mine iron, and build your own armor. Just build yourself up and just get stronger and harder. Like you start at the point where boars will beat you because you've got nothing.
Mate, I wouldn't want to fight a boar now.
Yeah. Oh, the little bastards, the boars on it. I swear down. You're trying to fight a troll. A troll is coming at you, and the trolls are massive. Like, and the troll's coming at you, so you're backing away from it, getting your fire fire arrows on it, and all of a sudden you'll just hear this ball like cry, and you'll look, and it's just there ramming you, and you're just like, mate, fuck off, I'm too busy right now. They're honestly, they're awful. But no, but the game is it's just got its claws into me. I love building stuff, and I've made myself this awesome house, like with big massive bonfire chimney in the middle, and all this open world, like it's a house fit for a king. It's just
really?
Built to last?
Yeah.
Built to last, was it?
Yeah. It did get hit by a troll yesterday. I came back in and found that the troll had managed to take out my back wall, all my workbench, a couple of my
fucking hell.
Don't you just hate it when that
things.
happens?
Yeah.
We get trolls around here all the time. They're constantly knocking down the garage.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's ridiculous.
They're the buggers. They are the trolls. I think it's because the more we've progressed in the game, we've taken 2 bosses down. That the harder bosses start to then appear in our. Because originally we only got attacked by the little dwarf, grey dwarf things, and they're really easy to kill. But now, like
Apart from the balls.
Yeah, and not the balls. Yeah, the balls are bad, man. And then, but now, like, the big guys are venturing into our base. So we've showed up, we've built a big stone wall around it, put a lot of trees around it to stop them. Got platforms up there to shoot them.
You keep saying we, so I'm assuming it's a big multiplayer, friends with axes type of game.
Yeah, I mean, you could play it by yourself, but you aren't going to get anything out of it by yourself at all. It'd just be really boring wandering around. And honestly, you'd struggle going into
it's like when Minecraft first appeared, and I was like, this is shite. And then a few years later, I played it with some mates. I was like, oh, I see. It like clicks.
There's about
you can
7 or
trust
8
your
of us.
mates not to do anything, to
that's
change
true.
anything in your house or
That's
name
true.
it anything. It's
I put. Well, they kept changing the sign on my house to Goodison Park to start with.
Love it.
Listeners will know how to spot Liverpool. Obviously, this weekend hasn't gone
No.
very well regarding that. But they kept changing that. But now we just stopped touching each other's like stuff and just working together. Like when you first start out, you feel like this is mine. Don't touch this because I'm trying to level my stuff up. But now we're all at a point where we're just bringing our resources together.
Just all respect each other so much. You're a full-on community.
Yeah, well, you get to a point where like now I'm onto the iron and that's off past copper. So those lads that still need the copper and the bronze, they can take stuff from me for that because I've already passed that part, so I don't need it. But yeah, so 40 odd hours and probably about 25 of that is just been building stuff and But the exploring, this map is huge.
You see yourself playing this for a long time.
Yeah, I want to defeat all 6 bosses.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, but this map, honestly, if you think GTA 5 is big, if you think an Ubisoft map is big, you don't see nothing till you see this map.
Really?
Yeah, and this game is only a gig.
Is it not like
it's a gigabyte big? That's all it is.
It's not like one continent,
huge.
or is it just like a world?
It's a world. It's like it's pitched as a world. So there are seas and oceans between places. So you have to take boats there.
Wow.
You can set up portals. So you can kind of, which we've done between certain bases, but you can't bring metal back through the portals. So if you go to somewhere where it's like full of iron, we have to sail that back.
Wow.
Or build a massive base.
And how long does this take in real world hours? Is it a bit of a challenge?
Oh yeah, it's massive. The
Is
game,
there a Viking equivalent of DHL that can help you? Or something?
Yodel.
I think it takes like roughly to get anywhere around on a boat. Properly is taking like between 10 to 25 minutes, depending where we're going.
That's massive.
Bloody hell.
That's massive.
I mean, all joking aside, apparently, it's not the sort of game I don't think I'd go for, but a lot of console owners are all quite upset they haven't got access
want to play it.
It's early access. It's developed by, I think, about 5 people.
Wow.
It's got its own like kind of aesthetic charm to it. Not everything looks great. It's a bit jaggedy in places.
It's got nice lighting, hasn't it, from the videos I've seen?
Yeah. But because everything's procedurally generated on there as well, so it's everyone's getting something different. So there's no way to be all like, there's no way to go onto the internet and say, right, I need to find copper. Where is copper?
It's procedurally generated.
Because there's no map that says this is here. You've got to explore yourself. You've got to go out there and do it.
It sounds hardcore, mate. I'm into it.
I've been obsessed with playing it. Honestly, I was up till 2:30 last night.
to half two.
Jesus Christ.
Me and 3 other guys, we went to the swamps. That's where you get all the iron from. Raided a few crypts, but then we had to sail it back. So
Wow.
But now I'm decked out in a full iron suit, so...
Perfect
So
for
next
climbing.
next time you
now.
fall off your boat, you'll be fucked then.
No, to be fair, when we go on the boats like that, we leave our stuff behind. Because we've got portals, we just put it in a chest, sail back naked, and then you just portal back, get your stuff, and come back through.
Just a bunch of Norsemen running around naked.
Basically.
So you're about naked in the game or you real life?
No, you're both. No, you strip to your pants basically, but there's so much more. Like I bumped into an enemy I'd not even seen yet. 45 hours into the game, and last night was the first time I saw one of these bad guys.
Wow.
Went up to him, tiny little dwarf he was, with his club. I was like, I'm going to have him. Hit me once, kill me.
Whoa.
And they were like, oh yeah, they're
Is it
hard.
called sneaky by any chance?
Yeah. They were like, stay away from them, they're pretty hard. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm just...
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
but I've kitted my house out. My last house looks amazing. Like all the stuff on the walls. I've got all these workbenches and bellows and stuff. And
I'm glad you've been enjoying yourself, pal. And I'm going to swiftly move from Vikings to Vikings.
Oh, so a different subject.
Yeah, so I've been playing a Vikinger game. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've pumped 75 hours into this game, but not in the space that you've been pumping.
Which is odd considering the amount that you fly through games as well.
This is the first time in a long time I've soaked up an atmosphere in a game. Like, I've not skipped any cutscenes, and I was enjoying myself. I was basically the other day I was ransacking Essex as someone is wanting to do. Something happened. I decided in real life I needed a shower, as someone's wanting to do as usual. So I saved the game. Had my shower, had a little bite to eat, came back upstairs, reloaded the game, and guess what? That save disappeared. I'd lost 25 hours of progress. So, guess what I did? I
You got that progress back.
I got that progress back. I got that progress back in 6 or 7 hours by just skippy. Now,
A lot of cutscenes in it then.
there is a lot of cutscene. There is a lot of cutscenes in that game.
Because if you can boil 25 hours worth of progress down to 6 hours, I'd say they're talking too much.
Was it created by Hideo Kojima?
No, but basically, when I turned everything down to easiest mode, so you don't have to explore. You're just running in, slapping baddies to death, killing them in one hit, and I just made up that progress. And then once I got to the bit where I lost my save, I decided to put it back to normal, everything back on normal, and I've been continuing. And this morning, I ran through Pontefract. Now, if people don't know that, I live there now, in now times. And I looked upon the fields of Pontefract and noticed a giant mountain, which isn't here now. What happened to that mountain? I was very, very confused. So I decided to do a bit of research, and guess what? That mountain did exist. How mad is that? That mountain has now been transformed and mined, and just probably by Stig's kind, and that mountain did used to exist, and it's now just a hill.
I've got this great mental image of you like staring at your screen.
Oh, mate,
at the window.
I was looking out a window.
And looking at the window.
Oh, maybe it's the other side of the house.
Where is this mountain? Where is this mountain? But the attention to detail is quite nice, because it's. I don't know if you've played many Assassin's Creed games of late, but the last one, Odyssey, was just huge. You had basically the Mediterranean.
Yeah,
you couldn't go to Italy. You couldn't go that far, but. You had a lot. I think
it was just basically all the Greek islands, wasn't it?
Yeah, Greek islands and almost Turkey, very almost. Right. That's as far as I'll say. And it was too big, so there's a lot of time spent on a boat that in the ancient Greek times had no weapons, just oarsmen. And on this one, instead, with England being England, it's the rivers, and the rivers are nowhere near as big as the Mediterranean, as we know, and it's a smaller map. It's still huge, but a smaller map, and I think it's given the developers like time to make things look how you'd imagine they'd look. Like you go to London and the Thames is there. If you zoom out the map, it looks like EastEnders. You know, the famous EastEnders bit. It looks like that. And you can see why they built the city there and stuff like that, because it leads straight out to the estuary and you're away. It's just really clever and good, and I'm just enjoying it. I mean, it is an Ubisoft game, so as much as they like to say, this game's not littered with icons, it is. They're lying, because it is. It's littered with icons on the map. But I'm just really engrossed in the story. It's basically Game of Thrones without dragons. There's a lot of king making and jarl making and espionage. It's just really fun. And the assassin bit is mainly at the back of it. This guy who you play as, Eivor, a guy or girl, or both, you don't care so much about the Assassin's Guild and the Templars and things like that. That's just happening, and he's thinking to himself, well, if I do kill them, I'm going to get some treasure out of this, some plunder and stuff like that. So it's just it's coincidental at the moment. Anyway, I'm nowhere near finishing it.
Does it still have that future flashback thing?
It did one moment for about 20 minutes, and it's never happened since. Near the beginning of the game, it happened, and I was like, oh, okay, and I never saw it again.
Do you think they just stick that on now because it's the Assassin's Creed name sells, rather than just saying, here's a Viking game, and people going, I'm not sure about that.
It could have just been called Valhalla, and that's it. I think they get away with using that Animus stuff where you're inside a VR memory thing, so you don't go out of the map. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't put a wall around Britain, so you can't escape. So if you go out to sea as far as you can, it just stops you going. Like some laser walls.
The thing is, the Animus thing was bullshit in the very first Assassin's Creed in 2007. I don't know why they keep persisting with it.
It's very strange, and they use that to explain the more mythological side to it, because each game that's ever come out, they've had like a mythological edge to it, especially Odyssey. It had all the Greek myths and legends and stuff, but they say that that's either the Animus acting up, you know what I mean, because you're inside the Matrix, or they explain that like I today acquired a very legendary mythological weapon based around Britain. I'm not going to name what it is, so I don't want to spoil it, but it explained why that weapon was mythological and so revered due to the Animus and stuff like that. So anything that's slightly magical or strange, it's explained by, it's just a computer simulation, don't worry about it, it's not real. So
for fuck's sake.
I think that's the only reason why they keep it in. It's strange, but they could have got away with having it grounded, because it's a really funny game. It's really funny. Like, you can besiege a fort and get killed by a chicken, because chickens are enemies on this, and they've got names. So
chickens wildlife, man.
Yeah, there's boars.
You found any wild boars? I was going to say, you found a boar yet?
There's boars. There's a bear called Ursula that I can't kill.
In England, a bear.
But mate, it's a long time ago. It's 1,000 years ago.
There used to be bears here.
Yeah,
don't poke the bear.
There's wolves and things like that, and yeah, it's really good. And like I say, anytime it's mystical and there's some mystical bodies, I'll explain with the VR Animus thing. But yeah, it's been very. You can tell that we've not had this podcast to take up our minds. We've all just been playing games.
Exactly, yeah. I do like how we've got one end of the budget Viking game to the other end of the budget Viking game. You've got the very cheap 5-man Valheim. It's 1 gig. It's like basic as fuck, but it's an interesting gameplay. And then you've got Ubisoft throwing
$50 million.
Millions at the screen. Going, look at our shiny ray tracing.
Mate, it keeps glitching though. The game's not perfect. It glitches to fuck.
Valheim sold 3 million copies in a week.
Wow.
I'm not disputing the fact that it's popular.
No,
I'm just
but
saying it's like both ends of the budget.
That's how, like,
huge.
Exactly, the budget sometimes means nothing.
Yeah, that's
huge. It grips people.
But I am grateful that we do have this kind of pastime available to us, because, I missed you all. I missed doing this and missed focusing on this. And it's been nice to plan ahead, because we have got some very exciting things down the pipeline that we've been discussing in the back office, let's just say.
Yeah.
They must wonder what our headquarters looks like.
It's
well, I mean, they can't see they can't see the Zoom call, but we all have those big obsidian chairs. There's a giant light across the big round table.
Yeah.
We've got minions bringing us
thrones made of bones.
If it's anything like my Valheim house, it's full of the heads of my enemies.
All right, Conan, calm down.
Every bad guy gets a plinth in my house.
Eat another boaster, mate.
And they get to live rent-free in your head.
It is.
Absolutely. Right, so we're going to head into our main topic now after all that nerdy crap. Biggie.
I had no idea you handed it to me right there. So everyone who has hopefully been listening to all of our previous episodes know that we talk a lot about nostalgia on this podcast. But this week we're looking forward, not back. We're going to discuss things we're eagerly looking forward to. Things that are coming up in the world of media that we can't wait to experience.
Yep, that's right. So basically, the thought with all this is, yeah, as we said, we're all like on a knife's edge now for the next big thing. We were all looking forward to Cyberpunk, and then that just landed on its ass. So
yeah.
The next things we're looking for, and this is like all media and stuff, any procrastination type thing. And I'm going to start actually, because I've been watching many videos in between my my raids as a Vikinger. I've been watching videos of a game that could be defined as even nerdier than that. It's called Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now,
oh God!
Anyone that knows me knows I love a good simulator. Like, I sit and play PC building simulators. I've no interest in building a PC in real life. I play...
Drive a bus.
Bus simulator. I've even got a steering wheel for that.
Have you got a hat?
Mate, I've got loads of it. And I role play. I'll say, morning, Jane, and stuff like that. Get on the bus. No, you don't have to pay today. That's fine. I do all sorts of crazy things.
Not
on
you.
That bus.
I don't like you.
Yeah, yep. And I even get off the bus. Oh God, I can't believe I'm admitting this. I get off the bus and have a little cig break, even though the character doesn't smoke on it, because that's what bus drivers do.
Do you have to wait for a handover and stuff?
No, no, not at all. It's not that good. But yeah, I really like a good nerdy simulation game, and I've never flown a plane. I don't know if you know that about me, but I never have. So I've been watching a lot of videos of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So from the long run, that must have been going 20 years now. That series, it must.
Much longer than that. That was out in the early 90s when I first started gaming.
Yeah, my mates had it on a PC. I remember looking at the graphics back then, or Amiga, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, that's immersive. And then you see what it does now, and you're like, wow.
Ever since kind of 3D graphics have been a thing,
it's existed.
There's been a flight simulator. Like, you write the ones on the Amiga, like the old 486 PCs and stuff like that. But
yeah, it's coming to Xbox very soon. I don't know the specific date. I could Google it, but
some point over the summer.
Yeah, there's multiple dates I've seen, but everyone keeps saying summer. And it's going to be on Game Pass, which just excites me even more. Now, I'm not stupid. I know it's not going to look as good as it would on a PC, and I haven't got a flight stick or anything like that, but I'm still going to fucking enjoy it, and I'm extremely looking forward to flying across the world, flying over my house and going, look, there's my house, but that's not what my house looks like.
Look out for the mountain.
Look out for the mountain. I'm going to be doing lots of... I'll probably be streaming some of it as well, just flying around, landing on silly little airports. I won't even have it on the most simulation settings. I'll have it a bit more arcade at first to make it a bit easier for me. But I'm so looking for... Have you guys any passing interest in these flight simulator games?
I wish I did. Have no interest in playing them. I like that. I was really interested in the technology for this one because now this is going to get very nerdy on a very nerdy conversation already. I like the fact the whole thing with my Flight Simulator 2020 is that it maps the whole world because it uses Bing Maps.
Mm-hmm.
I think
the famous maps.
Yeah, it uses Apple Maps as well. Like they like talk to Apple. Yeah, they use some of the APIs. I think
Hang on, why not Google Maps? Surely that's
they won't negotiate with anyone.
Well, it's I think it's down to the cost of it. I think,
probably.
but don't quote me on that one. But anyway, yeah. So it uses Bing Maps, so it maps the entire world. So the game is like 90 gig to download. It's a big game anyway.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there is like 2 terabytes of stuff in the cloud.
Yes.
But when you go,
no pun intended.
It realistically maps the world, and it also realistically maps the weather. So Oodles could be flying over his house in the game. Look outside, and it's a bit cloudy, and look down in the plane and go, it's a bit cloudy. It maps. Yes. It realistically maps the worldwide weather.
I'm so excited.
All this different technology and all these services together. And like I said, I've got no interest in playing the game, but I love that it exists for that reason. It's just this most mind-bending combination of cloud technology, AI, pure game dev, and simulation. It's so nerdy,
what if they
wonderful.
used that technology for Alien Invasion Simulator? You'd enjoy that a bit more, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but like there was stuff that was coming out on like PC Gamer last year after the game dropped on PC, with like people that were storm chasing hurricanes in the US from above in a plane,
flying into them.
Yeah, and it's just like that is the most mental thing that could ever happen.
I've seen some mods on PC where you could be the Millennium Falcon and stuff like that as well.
Naturally, yeah.
It's so exciting. I know I won't get that on the Xbox, but still.
I downloaded it on Game Pass for the PC when it did drop, and I took off. I can't fly them properly, so I took off from a small airfield near where I work, flew over where I work, flew over from where I work to over my parents' house, over my house, crashed it, and I was like, that was fun. That was fun, and uninstalled it.
Living the dream. But you
126 gigabytes to just fly 20 miles.
Think about it, Stig. You did the ultimate simulation. Once you crashed, there was no character left to fly a plane. You died.
Yeah. Permadeath run.
Yeah. Uninstalled. But yeah, I'm just really, really looking forward to it. And when it comes to those kind of simulation games, as you all know, I like to listen to podcasts and books and stuff, and they just work very well because I am not interested in any in-flight entertainment while I'm piloting my my aeroplane. So I'll have my own things in my ear, like pilots do nowadays. I'm sure there's a pilot flying right now listening to this podcast. I'm sure there is. But also, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's not coming, I believe, till February 2022. But I've been having a bit of a Marvel trip lately with WandaVision, and I've been going back with Disney Plus, watching most of the Marvel stuff. I'm not going to talk about spoilers and stuff because people are still running through those because there's a lot. They're not like me and Stig, weirdos that just watch them all. I'm really looking forward to Thor: Love and Thunder, mainly because Thor Ragnarok, another Viking thing. I think I'm a Viking.
You're not a Viking. Much as you want to be, you're not one. You just like Viking
Please,
things.
Dad, let me be a Viking.
You're a basic bitch, is what you are.
Yes, I am. But Thor Ragnarok's one of my, if not my favourite Marvel film. Now, you've all seen it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Brilliant
it's
film.
So good. It's the one I've watched most, and I'd watch it right now if I weren't doing this. It's just one of those films I could always have on, and I'm hoping that this is still going to be the same kind of theme. It's the same director and stuff.
Same director, same writer.
So I'm really, really buzzing for it, and I know it's going to come sooner than you think because like February, I'm only waiting a year, so. But yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to Thor: Love and Thunder. Is anyone else looking forward to that?
Oh, yeah,
yes,
massively.
Absolutely.
It's going to be.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely stellar.
I am going to play devil's advocate. Actually,
go now. Tell me.
So I really, really enjoyed it. I totally agree with you, but I don't know if they're going to be able to top that.
You think?
Because the pressure, like you just said,
yeah.
Everyone's expecting the same kind of thing, and I think that they just nailed it for that. I don't know if they're going to be able to hit gold twice.
I don't think they need to top it.
No, it just needs to be alongside it.
Yes.
Yeah, like I think even if it's not as good as Ragnarok, it'll still be a bloody good film.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be any worse than the other two.
Well, I'd said in previous episodes how when I was talking about Taika Waititi, how I thought that with Thor Ragnarok, it was more like the start of a new trilogy.
Yes.
Like they'd started again, they just thought, hang on, Thor needs a reboot.
Yeah.
Here we go, we'll go from here. And that's what it feels like now. They're going to do a fourth film. He's the only one out of the original crew to get a fourth film.
Yeah.
But because it feels like they started again. So
I'm so excited for it. And another few things I'm excited for coming up is like just TV shows that I don't even know if the new seasons. I don't even know if they've been greenlit or anything yet. So we're going to move on to Stig. What are you looking forward to, sir?
Well, perfectly leading on from your Thor chat, it's just the MCU Phase 4 in total.
In general, yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously, they've had a break between Spider-Man Far From Home
and a year off.
WandaVision, yeah. Black Widow was obviously meant to come out in beforehand, but that keeps getting postponed. Mm-hmm. So they've gone in with the TV series, and WandaVision is now the start of Phase 4. And
so good.
It is so good. Like, for those people who may have fallen off it because of those first couple of episodes and the weird sitcom-y
just
black
get through
and white eras. Get through it, get to the third episode, and then each episode from there on is just banger after banger with all these amazing cliffhangers. And I've actually been quite enjoying the week by week watches. I'm looking forward to it.
Same.
And the conversation around it, because I chat on forums and we've got a spoiler room in our Discord about it. If it was all out in one go, that chat and that anticipation and that guessing and that talk about what's coming up would have just disappeared and not been there.
Yeah.
And it's been really good. And I like how that is now got people talking about what's going to come up with the Phase 4 in the MCU. Mm-hmm. And people are guessing, saying, oh, maybe this is that person they're talking about, and maybe what she's doing now will affect this. And obviously now Marvel and Disney have the rights to the Fox, a lot of the Fox character, 20th Century Fox, when they bought that, they've got the likes to the X-Men, Fantastic Four, baddies like Galactus, they've got Silver Surfer and all that stuff. So there's so much now that they can do with that. And they're bringing all these like side, smaller, lesser known characters in for TV shows as well. So they've got, I wrote it down earlier, they've got 11 films out between 2021 and 2023.
That's incredible.
So isn't it with the Disney Plus scheduling? There's like a new Marvel thing every week with like all the different TV series.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you've got one division running until the middle of March.
It won't stop.
And then you've got Loki starting like the week after.
No, it's
Captain.
Falcon.
Falcon the Winter Soldier.
You nearly said it.
Yeah.
Captain America.
Captain America.
Falcon the Winter Soldier. Then you've got Loki.
Yeah.
And you've got other stuff kind of pushing forward down like that.
Yeah, and I think now that they're at a position where with some of these shows, especially if you watch WandaVision, they can do these crazy out there things, and people have still been invested with them.
Yeah.
To be fair, comics have always been like that anyway. Comics
Yeah,
have
but
like
comics-
a strong storyline, then they go, hang on, let's just drop a weird...
But without spoiling anything
Comic
for
in there.
anybody, they've pulled from deep down references that only people that have been reading comics for the past 30, 40 years will go, oh, you'd be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I've had to read up about or watch videos on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Like, and there's all the other little references they've thrown in there as well, like to other stuff, like all these little meta references they've thrown in there. It's great.
Do you know what really blows my mind? And I said this to a few people. Like, when I was like at little school, primary school, and high school and stuff like that, I were reading comics and stuff like that, and I never thought in my lifetime I'd hear someone just completely random, just someone I know that's not into it, mention a name from someone that I knew 20 years ago that was like on the fringes of nerddom, and now it's just a household name. It just blows my mind. I'm like, we're living in the best age when it comes to nerddom. Honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about that, think about the old TV shows like the Hulk and Spider-Man and how they really tried to capture comics, but the technology wasn't there. But nowadays, you can make that world believable as long as the CGI mixes well with the whatever else you want to present, the costumes and so forth. So now it actually works because you can create that sort of, like Lord of the Rings and how he created that universe. You can now have people, Iron Man, flying around realistically.
I just never thought...
And so it just works now.
Yeah, I just never thought in my lifetime I'd see Ultron on the big screen. It's incredible.
Yeah, totally agree.
Watched that last night, actually.
It's really good, isn't it? I like it.
It's not one of my favourites.
Why does Ultron have lips, though? Really weirded me out when I saw it.
It makes it more sinister and scary.
He's got teeth as well.
Yeah, he has.
He's got a metal mouth. Why does he purse his lips? He
hates humanity so much he wants to look like them.
Well, that's one of the weird things about it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the body he makes is like a human-shaped body. Anyway, moving on. We're going through. It's because we're going through the MCU with my daughter. She's wanting to watch the
my
stuff.
kids are watching them as well.
She's jumped into WandaVision with us just because me and my wife were watching it, and she just started. She's like really enjoying it. I said, like, there's all these films that lead up to this, and she's like, can we watch them? I was like, yeah.
You're never going to say no to that.
Yeah, so I've been watching. I've cut some of them out. I've cut some of them out because the ones that I don't think that are essential to the overall plot of getting her to where Wanda is now. So
it's such a shame that you have to watch Thor 2 now for the actual continuity. You have Thor 2.
No, we've
super
gone past that. We've gone past that now. Ant-Man is next. So, but
yeah,
just in general, like I was saying, 11 films, 12 TV shows on top of that, and some like ones that I've never even heard of. Like I've heard of them now, but I'd never heard of the likes of Moon Knight or Ironheart or things like that. Like I really like the sound of this What If animated show they're doing as well.
Great series as well.
Yeah. So that I just love the fact that they're going to do these things now. Like, so it's just like, if you don't know what If is, it's basically what if
Peter Parker was Nick Fury. That kind of thing.
It's really daft things. It's just like, what if T'Challa was...
Wolverine had sausages for claws and things,
The best book ever.
Yeah. I mean, it's, probably, that'd probably be a bit short, wouldn't it? Stick him in a sunny and...
You could regenerate them sausages. You'd never go hungry again.
Infinitely generate sausages. He could end world hunger by just like sticking his fist.
Ultimate hero.
Stick his fist out, chop them off, regenerate sausages.
Yeah.
Chorizo.
Sounds great.
That's his new name.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, other than like other films and stuff coming up, like my main thing really is the MCU. I'm just.
What's your personal highlights that you're definitely looking forward to?
I think the one I'm looking forward to the most is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, really.
Just the Multiverse of Madness as a name aside, just sounds like it's going to be absolutely batshit.
Get ready for magic, mate.
What's going on with stuff now, and what they've been talking about with the Spider-Man. Yeah, all the rumors going around with different Spider-Men.
Oh, we're going to see Tobey Maguire again.
Villains from the Fox universe and all that kind of stuff, and all that kind. I just think Doctor Strange and it's been directed by Sam Raimi, so I think he's just going to go full Sam Raimi with it.
Tobey Maguire, main character. That's what he's going to do.
I really hope he brings back the emo fringe.
Oh no, I can't sit through it.
I think if there's any hint of Andrew Garfield or Tony Maguire in the Spider-Man film, it isn't going to be integral to the plot.
It's just going to be. They're just going to be there.
It's going to be something flashing through universes or popping in.
I'd love it, right?
If
the current Spider-Man zips through a portal and he kicks emo Spider-Man as he's kicking about when raindrops are falling on his head or whatever it is, and boots him in the face.
I mean, Marvel films have got a history of doing that. I mean, remember the post-credit scene at the end of Deadpool 2 where he goes back and kills Ryan Reynolds?
He does.
He kills him. He kills Ryan Reynolds and he kills the Wolverine Origins Deadpool as well, doesn't he? Yeah.
He kills Ryan Reynolds as he's reading the Green Lantern script. And he goes, "You're welcome, America."
See, that's another exciting thing. They've confirmed Deadpool is coming into the MCU and staying R-rated.
He's basically
the fun they can have with that.
He's just going to tell us everything that's happening.
What I hope for that, when that one does come in, that he'll be in like an Avengers film, which will be a 12 rated, which means you get one fuck in it. You can say fuck once in a 12. No,
it's not going to be
someone else will get it, and then he'll try, and he'll be like bleeped out. There was someone theorized that on Reddit. It says like if he brings it to the MCU, and then you've got like Wolverine would be the one to say fuck.
Oh yeah,
and it would drive.
He does on
X-Men,
doesn't he? He says "fuck" on X-Men.
Yeah, it says a couple of times. Yeah. But I would just love seeing Ryan Reynolds do that, like stomping around. I can't say what I say.
Deadpool really loves Wolverine though. It's his idol, isn't it? And Spider-Man, he loves them both. So it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Anything else?
Yeah, many of you saw a trailer this week.
Did we?
Oh, we did.
Yeah, we did. Oh, actually, we've seen 2 trailers in the last 2 weeks.
Yes, we've seen 2 trailers.
I'm both looking forward to it. One, because I don't know why I want to watch Justice League so much.
You are obsessed. You are
whole
obsessed.
fandom and just craziness around it. The film was terrible. Batman vs Superman is terrible. Man of Steel is terrible.
Why did you donate $1 million to Snyder to help him?
Because of everything that's gone on and because of the whole... They fully got me in on the marketing, really.
You are mate. You are
I am
in.
looking forward to watching this Justice League film. And I know I probably won't enjoy it. Or I'll think it's any good. But I know the people will proclaim it as a masterpiece, but...
There's no way I'm going to be able to sit and watch that in one sitting, so I'm so glad it's on streaming.
So, very quickly, how does it work? So the Justice League movie, I haven't seen this, by the way.
Shit.
Got released. It was shit. He spent how much money it was on it.
Yeah.
And then someone has signed off to give him his cut that he was supposed to...
30 million.
How much money have they invested in a second of the same movie? 30 million?
More, I think, actually, now.
I think it was originally 30 million and now more.
Originally, it was going to be money to increase some of the special effects, but then they started reshooting stuff and added things in.
It's going to be a car crash. It can't be successful.
I've just googled it. The budget for the Snyder cut, so it's taking what Joss Whedon had put together and what Zack Snyder had started and couldn't finish. This is a separate budget just to make the extra 2 hours of film.
Oh, God.
$70 million.
Whoa.
Oh, my word.
And the thing is,
so
I'm looking forward to this as much as Stig. I mean, it's coincided with the fact that I'm off work that week.
Yes, sir.
I've got holiday in. I'm going to be sit there as soon as it appears on streaming services. But it looks like the only way I can describe it is it looks like the biggest cinematic masturbation of all time because everything around it looks so egotistical,
so pandering, isn't it?
I don't see how any of the new stuff that we've seen in the trailer makes the film better.
How's it been released, by the way?
Streaming
it's HBO
services.
Max in America, and it's been said it would be like streaming services worldwide, so it's like Amazon Prime.
Cinemas
Prime,
where they can as well. Yeah.
So how's it going to make the money back for that, surely?
You'll have to pay for it. It'll be like
because
a one-off.
idiots like me and Stig will buy it on day one to watch it.
I bet it's going to be $14.99 to rent. Oh.
Yeah, it'll be like they did with Mulan when that went on to Disney Plus, where you had to pay like 20 quid on top of the subscription to get.
It will be for.
It turns out it's only about 50 quid because 2 people rented it.
Yeah,
and they're on this.
He's got an army of fans on Twitter. Like if you,
I can imagine.
If you look up like any hashtag to do the Snyder Cut, it isn't. It's 90% of people wanting this film and waiting for it and loving it, and 10% of people kind of
I honestly reckon he could have crowdfunded this and still made that money. There's that many people that want to do it.
And I don't get it. I don't know why.
I don't get it.
Because his other films, he doesn't know how to handle these characters.
He doesn't know how to handle films.
He's a middle-aged man writing like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
He did 300 well, and ever since then he's been trying to replicate that. He peaked in high school kind of thing.
It's all about looking cool.
And sound bites for trailers. Everyone's got to say something that sounds profound. And
the fact that, one, he's brought back the Jared Leto Joker, which is just the biggest mistake in the world.
With long hair.
There are 1,000 people who could play the Joker better. But also the fact that in the trailer he had him say, "We live in a society." I'm like, oh, fuck you. Stop using memes in your big budget wank.
Last time they'd used a meme was, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And that didn't go down well.
No.
Best thing Vinnie Jones has ever acted in, but you know.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Snatch.
I'm taking the piss.
But on top of that, though, there was another trailer from HBO Max. It was for Mortal Kombat.
Which looks really good.
Yeah, I'm well in for Mortal Kombat.
Amazing.
That looks really good.
Because it's just, I've seen some people go, no, it should be a bit more serious and something else. No, it shouldn't. If you've played the last 3 Mortal Kombat games, Mortal Kombat is
crazy,
cheesy, crazy, over the top. That is the whole point. Yeah. And the storylines from the last 3 games just go off into some proper
time
weird
travel
places.
nowadays.
Yeah, and like the fact that just lean full on into that. Yeah. That's what the first Mortal Kombat did, and it's got its charm. Less said about the sequel.
Isn't it this guy that's directed his first feature film as well? I've looked on IMDb. I can't even pronounce his surname. I looked at it, and it seems to be like his only credit. So maybe he's going to become the next auteur. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know why they've
I
had
don't
to...
think he's going to be.
No.
Simon McQuoid.
McQuoid? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His surname. I didn't want to pronounce it.
It's his directorial debut.
Yes. So
Wow.
he might be the new. I don't know. Villeneuve. Oh, Yui Bowl. Yeah.
It can go one of either way. No middle ground. It's like one.
It's one or other. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the trailer looks great. What it's got is it's got the brutality.
Yeah.
Everything is very bloody, very stupid. Scorpion says, "Get over here," while throwing his spear.
Yeah.
You've got Sub-Zero making a sword out of ice.
Of blood.
He makes a dagger out of someone's blood,
which he does in the games.
Yeah, he does that in the games. Yeah, it's
got Goro on it for a split second.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
I think there's going to be some more. Sorry, I was going to say I think there's going to be some more surprises in there as well.
Yes, there's a massive rumor that Ryan Reynolds is going to be in it as Johnny Cage. So hopefully that happens. Imagine those are $500 sunglasses, asshole.
Yeah, it's going to be stupid. I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, I don't know why they brought like a new character into it. I don't
want to spoil it for people that don't know about the games, but I don't think that's a new character, sir. I think it's an old character with a different name, and then his name's going to be revealed.
Possibly, but it's just got that the dialogue in the trailer is brilliant. It's like, that's his birthmark. What's that? It means it was born with it or something. Yeah. It's great. But that's really bad editing.
Yeah, it probably will be.
If that, there's no way that's the dialogue in the actual film. That's got to be some kind of editing trick they've done for the trailer. Yeah. But he just happens to have this dragon ship like birthmark.
Yeah. I'm really, I'm buzzing for it.
Proper looking for. And the best thing about these things that they're doing with like HBO Maxes and all that is they're coming very soon.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you hear about something or you get a snippet of it and it's like, oh, it's not coming for like another year and a half, and you're like, brilliant. But like, they've dropped this trailer, and it's like, right, it's here in
a few months,
like a couple of months' time.
Yep,
that's nothing.
It's brilliant though. I think that heightens the hype. It's like, oh my god, it's soon.
Yeah,
it's social media days, isn't it? So you don't.
You're
have
probably
to have
right. You're probably right, to be honest.
You don't need to have that year worth of marketing. Like when, let's just say one of Indiana Jones films came out in the 80s. You needed a full year of marketing to get everyone pumped and ready to go to the cinema. Nowadays, it's like, guess what? It's coming out in a few months, and guess what? You can watch it at home and pause it so you can go for a poo. It's exciting.
I will say, one of the most exciting things about the Mortal Kombat film is that James Remar is not playing Raiden.
Yeah.
Good. We're not going back to Mortal Kombat Annihilation here.
Yeah. Wow. So bad. But anything else there then, Stick?
I've got loads of stuff, but I'm not going to take up anyone else's time.
Excellent. So, Gadget friend.
Gadget friend?
Gadget, my friend, I was supposed to say. but the word "my" didn't happen. Gadget friend, what are you looking forward to?
There's plenty I'm looking forward to. The first one I'm going to throw out there is, because it's happening very soon, is Soulstorm, the new game in the Abe's Odyssey series.
God, yeah, that trailer.
That's out in April. I loved Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus on the PS1, like proper PS1 days. Like I've got such a nostalgia.
What about Munch's Odyssey and Stranger's Wrath?
Yeah,
never played them. In fact,
decent.
Stranger's Wrath.
He falls off a cliff, but he starts good. I think so.
But,
what?
Yeah, like there was so much nostalgia with me for Abe's Odyssey. Like if I even hear just like the weird insect sounds of the menu when it first comes up, I go back to being like 10 years old again. It's just like, that's it. Yeah, or that.
I love that.
When you did a little game speak screen, like doing the vocal commands, hello, follow me.
Yeah, mate.
Stuff like that.
When that first happened on PlayStation 1, I was like, this is the future of gaming.
Oh, it blew my mind.
Where you can get a little character, and he was cute as all hell, was Abe. Even with his stitches on his lips, he was still cute, and he's like, follow me, okay. Ooh. I loved him.
Oh, my favourite was...
yeah.
But like Abe was one of the first characters I ever tried to like mimic the voice of, and follow me, and sense of. Oh, it was that opening because I had it on a demo on the. I had it on a demo on the PlayStation. Like it was like the demo 001 or something like that. And I remember playing that opening intro so many times, like watching the cutscene of like Abe kind of cleaning up the. Oh God! It was cleaning job.
So good.
Yeah, and he's going. He's like going down the different things that Rapture Farms make. No, Rupture Farms make.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, we used to make paramite pies, but there's no more paramites."
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
You and Tasty, it's us.
I love
Get
it.
me out of here.
It's such a great world. Oddworld is a great world that they didn't do enough with. I don't think.
Well, I think that's the thing because like
they did have plans.
They had loads of plans, but Oddworld Inhabitants never managed to get the funding, and like the studio kind of grew and shrunk.
Yeah.
It's only since kind of like they've been doing Soulstorm for about 6 or 7 years now. It's been quite
ages.
a long development because we only could have a small team that could never really get the funding behind it. And then like Epic Game Store came up and went, "Oh, we'll give you a lot of money if you want to finish this off." And they're like, "All right." And they took that money, and now we're about to get a game, and it's dropping on PlayStation as well. So
it's
like
2D again. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's like 2.5D, isn't it? Because like the camera sweeps around. Oh, it looks so good, and you get more characters to the kind of to the bosses and to the sligs.
Abe again as well.
Sligs were fucking hilarious.
Woo.
Just when you start doing the chanting and they're just running back on help.
Yes.
Then you kind of
so good.
burst them into jibs, and you get Abe going.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Which I love that little giggle of his, that naughty giggle. It was fucking great. But so that's April or
is it really that soon? What's it coming out on?
PC and PlayStation.
Oh fuck! I have to get my PS4 plugged in.
You will. You'll have to use another socket.
Oh no!
But yeah, I'm really excited for that one. And I'll probably end up playing it on PC. I might even stream it actually because I really enjoy those games.
Yes,
they're all hard as nails. Like they're fucking so difficult. But
mate, quick save was the godsend of those games.
Oh yeah, like when I played the PC port of New and Tasty, and it was just like F5, F8, F5, F8.
Yeah. So good.
Anything
else?
Plenty. We have hopefully the Dune movie this year.
Yes,
fingers crossed.
It depends if it gets pushed back again because Bond has been pushed back again. And it seems to be like Bond gets pushed back, then Dune gets pushed back.
I think they really want the cinema experience for these, don't they? They want the big full cinemas.
They do, but they also don't want Dune to clash with Bond.
Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that.
It's like releasing a video game in November on the same day as Call of Duty. You just don't.
You don't do it.
You're never going to get the sales. But yeah, I'm really excited for Dune because obviously we all know that the David Lynch film is a modern classic.
Shut up.
It's the peak of American cinema.
It's the worst film I've ever seen.
No. It's the peak of cocaine cinema. It's what happens when you get a $30 million budget and a lot of cocaine. Yeah, but like I really enjoyed Denis Villeneuve's films. He's got one of the most striking visual styles of any director working at the minute.
That trailer, gorgeous.
The trailer looks superb, and also the fact that he's come out and said like this Dune film is the first half of the first book. Like he's not trying to do the entire book, in one shot, which would be
no
suicide,
weird time
as David Lynch proved.
I'm worried about that though.
Why?
Because
is it a trilogy,
because at the moment
it's more than a trilogy.
Been set to HBO Max only. It's down, but Villeneuve's come out and said this. I want this in the cinema, so he's fighting for it in the cinema.
I know he is. Yeah.
It needs to have the money and the audience behind it, and I don't want us to get a really awesome first film that leaves us with a cliffhanger. And if you read the book, and never see it.
Yeah,
it's one of the worst scenes
like we did with John Carter.
Don't worry, Zack Snyder will pick it up, man.
Well, I mean, you joke about that, but like, I'm sure there's fans of John Carter. The movie might have been terrible, but there's people who just, that probably wanted more John Carter films and just thought,
but nobody went to see it apart from me.
Yeah,
you were the only one, the one person in the world who saw it, and you and Mark Kermode.
I like John Carter; it's a good film.
We should start a Schneider's list.
But yeah, so I'm really excited for Dune. Like, even if it's a flop and they don't end up finishing off the story, like whatever place he leaves it in, it's just I've seen the look of it in the trailer.
Yeah,
I can't imagine anyone better doing it.
Those sandworms are haunting.
Well, yeah, like when you think about the sandworms in the 80s one, it's like a fucking sock puppet.
Tremor.
Yeah.
Graboid.
Well, yeah, and then you just see, like, I think it's the scale as well, like, because you couldn't do it in the 80s film. Like, Dune in the 1980s film, you had a lot of big rooms, but there was not the scale that the Dune novel has.
Agreed.
And then, but because you can do it with CGI and stuff like that, like when you see, like, the size of the sandworm compared to Paul and, like, that kind of thing, it's just like, oh, it looks so
I will
good.
miss Sexy Sting, though. He was my favourite thing in
the funniest thing Denny Villeneuve could have done would be to cast Sting in just a walk-on part or something like
cameo.
With his top off.
Even if he's just like bringing a tray of things into somebody, that would be the most hilarious thing in the world. But yeah, very much looking.
I might bring Ed Sheeran in.
Yeah, because of the hair, yes. Oh, very clever.
Oh, God, do you remember when he appeared in Game of Thrones and how the world hated it? And
didn't he sing a song as well?
They killed it. They did.
And like Lego House or something like that.
It was like a full 3 minutes of the episode where nothing happened. You've just got this camera panning around Ed Sheeran in armour singing.
Yeah, but as if Game of Thrones needed that publicity, or biggest show on planet.
They killed his character off screen as well after all the backlash. There's a comment from someone like in the next series or a few episodes down the line. Yeah,
kind of. So aside from Dune, I'm looking forward to. And this is kind of not necessarily a media one, but I'm looking forward to finding a group to play D&D with, because I keep saying it, I want to do it, and it's just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this year.
Yeah, man.
And I'm debating on whether to try and find a group online or to wait until the world stops being on fire
and see people in person.
I mean, I don't know.
I know people, gross.
People smell. But yeah, like trying to find a group of friends to do it with. But it's something that I'm really determined to do this year, to kind of like break through that. I've got the books, I've got the dice. You know, I just need to get into it and do it. So
yeah,
that's kind of very much a personal one for me. But
no, it's something to aspire to though and look forward to.
Yes, and I still intend for us to play it. So you know, the three you just need to
get ready, mate. Get fucking ready.
Get ready. We'll do a special on that one. But the last one I'm going to bring up, and this one's not concrete in the slightest, but this is very much me looking forward to the future.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. Because I keep wanting to scratch the desk on this one, because this is just like, don't tease me. But there are rumours that there might be more Silent Hill games coming.
Yes.
And, oh God, and the potential 2 Silent Hill games.
But there's caveats to it as well, because the people attached to it.
I know. This is why my fingernails are in the desk, trying not to overreact, because it's just like, okay, so like the rumours came out this week, the Bloober team, who did The Medium, which
your favourite game ever.
I have thoughts on. Strong thoughts. But apparently Bloober team are rumoured to be one of the studios that Konami are
they won't put combat in it. They don't do combat.
They need to put combat in it. You can't do a Silent Hill game without some form.
Shotgun.
You don't have to fight in Silent Hill games. Like, apart from the bosses, you generally can just run around most things.
Yeah, but you need
it's an option. But you do need that option.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember who it was, but it was John Cheetham put in the Discord. What if they gave it a Remedy?
Oh,
I needed 3 to 5 days to get over that.
Imagine.
And that was only 2 days ago that he said that. I'm still not over it. But just like, because I'm playing through Control at the minute as well.
Amazing.
I'm just thinking, which is one of the most visually beautiful games. I have no fucking clue what's going on in it, but it's a wonderful game. But God, imagine if Remedy got Silent Hill.
Wow.
Because Alan Wake was such a good game, and it did. It wasn't scary, but it did tension and horror quite well.
There is one jump scare on Alan Wake that shit me right up, when one of the shadows sneaks up behind you. Near the beginning, I fucking shit myself.
There is that, but I mean, The Medium had one jump scare in total.
Yes, and it got you as well, on camera.
It got me on stream. And it was the worst one, because it's just like a little thing flicking in and out your vision.
It's the one that copies Silent Hill.
Yes. Yes. And that's the thing with Bloober Team, because they copied so much of Silent Hill 2 for The Medium, and I'm getting angry again. The vision's going red. I'm still mad about The Medium, but you know,
that's why I like PT so much, because it was
so different, wasn't it?
It made you think horror games have now stepped up a level. You've got your Resi games, you've got that sort of action horror, that's great.
Yeah.
But I just felt that we were going to be experiencing something new here.
Yeah.
Something different, the visual side. Yeah.
And the thing is, before the Medium, Bloober Team were known for doing like Layers of Fear and Observe, rather.
Layers of Fear 1 was okay, I'd like to say.
Yeah, but what they were good at with those games is those games, again, they aren't particularly scary, but they've got a great atmosphere about them.
Agreed.
And they did some really interesting things, kind of a lot of visual trickery and stuff like that. Like, there is the pedigree there that they could do a really fucking good Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
Because they seem to understand the psychological aspect of it.
Mm.
And they seem to understand kind of how to unsettle the player. Because there were, I mean, much as I gripe about it, there were some quite unsettling parts of the Medium.
Yeah, mainly the letters that you had to read.
But the problem with the Medium is, though, you had all that kind of unsettling build-up, but there was no payoff to it.
Yes, yeah, that's my biggest issue with it.
There was no kind of either release of tension or ratcheting up of tension. It just it did all the groundwork to have a really tense, spooky moment, and you think, "Oh, this is good.
It never happened.
I'm really enjoying this." But then it didn't didn't pay off. If they had Konami kind of pushing them in a direction, or there was another studio doing another game, and Bloober Team that were working together or that kind of thing, you could have something really good. And I miss Silent Hill. Like, I was watching Matt McMuscles on YouTube today. His What Happened series, and he was talking about like kind of
stuff.
Yeah, like the newer ones like Downpour and Homecoming. And I was just thinking, like, you know what? It's been so long since a Silent Hill game that still looks good to me. It's a fucking flawed game.
Yeah, I know what you're
saying. It's
not
a real Silent Hill game, but it's been so long without one that I would quite happily play that if it were on the PC at this point.
I wouldn't though, mate. Shit.
Oh, I know that, but you know what I mean? It's like
I bought that full whack.
Have.
Shit.
Wanting what I can't have. You know?
Well, that scene in PT when you complete the game and it showed you the trailer.
Yeah, with Norman Reedus.
Where he goes, the character's looking out the corridor and he's approaching a door, and the door suddenly gets thrown across the room to the other side of the wall and then becomes another door that opens.
Yeah.
And then that lady with the long hair comes out, bigger than the girl from Resident 8. And she was huge. And I was like, yes, visually this looks incredible. That's what I want from a horror game. Just completely surreal.
It would have been good, Kojima, because there's scary bits in Death Stranding.
Death Stranding has all the tension when you have the BT sections.
But it's not to be, unfortunately.
No, it's not to be, but yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Silent Hill game. For now, I will take Resident Evil because Village looks fantastic.
Yeah, and very sexy.
Yeah, and yes, you and half the internet who all want was it Lady Dimitrescu to step on your neck or something like that.
God, 8 foot tall goth lady. Yes, please.
Yeah, vampire as well. Don't forget she's a vampire.
That just adds to it even more. Beautiful.
I think I love that the developer came out and was just like, yeah, we appreciate that you're all thirsty as fuck for her. It's a weird time. So here you go. Here's a 9'6" tall.
Yes,
like they didn't know what they were doing.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm so glad
the next,
they have.
Gamescom event. I wonder how many people are going to dress up as her.
What, on stilts?
Oh yeah, there's going to be so many cosplayers.
Yeah, well, you know people are going to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm into it. I'm definitely into it.
Yeah, so like Resident Evil tied me over for a while, even though it's not quite the kind of horror that I want.
I genuinely think, pal, and rest assured, I think we will see a Silent Hill by Halloween next year, definitely. And I reckon it'll be good. I
think we'll see an announcement of one by that time. I don't think the
I
game
reckon
will
you'll be playing
then.
it, mate. 2022.
See, I don't know why Kojima just doesn't do his own version of it.
Why not? Like Loud Mountain.
No, but like he obviously had a vision.
Yeah, Pontefract.
Him and Del Toro and Norman Reedus had this. They've obviously come together and they had this idea.
Yeah,
he's got his own production.
Yeah, but he put half those ideas in Death Stranding. Yeah,
but you can just.
So it has already been said before that like Kojima's next game is going to be horror.
Yeah, he's
already
into it.
He himself has already said that, and he's well into his horror as well. Yeah. And again, the psychological stuff. So that will eventually come. But there's something about being in a game where you walk past that sign saying "Welcome to Silent Hill,"
and that music, and that mandolin.
Yeah, like that mandolin music. It's just like
it's those trailers for those games when they released in the original was superb.
So good.
Yeah. One last thing that annoyed me about the medium, just kind of going back to it, is they got Akira Yamaoki to do the music, and they barely fucking used any of it. I mean, that guy did Silent Hill.
Yeah, he did a good theme at the end on the credits, but it's too late, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too late. I've already checked out by then.
I already skipped them.
I'm very tempted to do a one-man spoiler cast of the medium just so I can get all these rants out.
Mate, I played it as well. I can do it with you, don't worry. And I'm on your side. I fucking thought
Don't
shit.
look back at the medium. We're looking forward today.
That's right. You keep us on
That's
track.
right.
Yeah, looking forward. Okay, so
What a guy.
So yeah, Silent Hill is what I'm most keen for because
I genuinely think you'll get one.
I think one will come. I mean, because Konami have been putting Silent Hill characters as guests in games for a little while. There's been a bit more of it recently. Like, and even though it's a shitty way to use Pyramid Head or
Dead by
anything
Daylight
like that,
and stuff.
yeah, it would say to me that they haven't forgotten that they have the series.
Yeah.
And aside from the pachinko machines and the kind of the gambling stuff, I don't think they're making any money from Silent Hill. So at the minute, it's a property they own that isn't generating any revenue for them. And Konami are shockingly very money focused.
They like money, don't they?
They want all of the money.
Jingle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they I think it's been long enough from a poor Silent Hill game for us to get a good Silent Hill game.
Agreed.
So I'm very excited for that.
Excellent. So from Silent Hill, we'll move on to Biggie. What are you looking forward to, pal?
Yeah, I've got a few here. Just wanted to bring up a few things. A few of these are quite far off in the future, so no idea too much information about them. But what I wanted to mention is Ubisoft's Star Wars.
Yes, mate. Yes. Down
So
for
this
it.
was kind of completely out of field. I don't know how this happened, but Ubisoft and Lucasfilm Games have announced a collaboration for a new Star Wars game. Now, I'm a massive, excuse the pun, fan of Division 1 and 2. I absolutely adore those games.
I know you do.
Just clicked. They just clicked with me, personally. Quite enjoyed playing them on my own and teaming up with my mates. But the development team behind it, which were Massive Entertainment, have been given the go-ahead to release a Star Wars game. Now, the Division games were sort of hit and miss for people, but for visually, the way they delivered the detail for New York in the first game and Washington DC for the second, the atmosphere was just incredible.
It was map accurate as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do because yes, Ubisoft have their pros and cons.
I like it. I like the worlds that they've been doing lately, so I'm up for it.
Yeah, it's going to be open world, their normal thing. I'm not quite sure how the vehicles are going to kind of work because obviously most of the Ubisoft's games, correct me if I'm wrong, but are normally on land.
Yes.
So I'm not quite sure how they're going to do the space side of Star Wars. That'd be
It
interesting.
might not. It might be like AT&T, AT-ATs, whatever it's called. What is it? What are they called? AT-ATATs?
ATATs.
Yeah, you might need two-man people to, two of you to control it and stuff like that. It might be like that, or land speeders, or God knows.
But they're using the Snowdrop engine, which is what was used for Division 1 and 2, so the level of detail around the city is incredible.
Yeah, it's a good engine.
So it'd be really interesting to see what they bring to the Star Wars universe.
Have they said what kind of game it's going to be other than it's open world?
No, not at all. So it's still early days.
Yeah, so we don't know how close it's going to be to the Division.
I don't reckon there's going to be
It's just an
Jedis.
assumption at this point, because I'm a fan of that. So for me, the expectation is already there.
I bet you're going to be
interested to see
stormtroopers and stuff. I bet you're going to be rebel factions. I don't think it's going to be Jedi lightsaber battles. I think it's going to be more guns.
I think they should go bounty hunters.
Oh yeah,
especially off the back of the Mandalorian as well.
Exactly, yeah, because that would suit that kind of style of game.
Yeah,
and like Jedis are wildly overpowered.
Yeah,
like
overdone as well.
Overdone.
Games.
Yeah, and overdone. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you've got so many Jedi games.
I struggled to get through the last Jedi game. It really hasn't clicked with me.
Not
I need to
Force
go back to
Unleashed.
it.
What's it called?
Fallen
Order. Force Unleashed.
Yeah,
I'm
I've only
with you,
played it for a
Biggie.
couple of hours, but I'm just kind of like not really feeling it at
I
all.
like it.
I'm with you, Biggie. I didn't enjoy it at all.
Well, you're wrong, both of you.
How dare you?
So you just
So
are
moving
you
on
just
from this one.
sorry, I was
go
just
on.
going to say you just like excited about the fact that it's going to be that kind of game, but set in the Star Wars universe.
Because Yeah, because I'm such a fan of the Division. So if I'm not saying it's going to be the same template, but if they can kind of deliver a good Star Wars game with the sort of level of detail that they put into the Division,
they could set it on like Coruscant, like a city.
Yeah, if you're going to different planets, the level of detail to just bring that atmosphere, because that's what Star Wars is about. Because some of the characters in Star Wars are completely unmemorable at all, but it's the world that they build around it.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
What the characters look like and things like that. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
Another one that dropped, I dropped a trailer for it a few weeks ago in the Discord, is Black Myth Wukong, which is another sort of action RPG based on the 16th century classic tale Journey to the West.
Yeah, it's monkey.
It looks.
Is that the one that I said looked like Sekiro?
Yeah, it's Chinese Dark Souls.
It looks brilliant. It looks amazing. It looks stunning. Yes, it does look like other games that we might have played before, but it's just that the way they've dropped trailer after trailer.
You need to beat Dark Souls first, though, pal.
I know. And Final Fantasy VII. But yeah, it just got me excited for it. I just love the look of the trailer.
It looks flashy as all hell, doesn't it? It looks.
Yeah.
Whew.
So do like the look of that.
Yep.
There's a game that some people may not have heard of. It's called Disco Elysium.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Tell me about it.
The final cut. I am well up for that. It's coming to the console. Haven't played it before. Well, sorry, I'll tell a complete lie. Played it for about an hour or so on my laptop, but I'm not a laptop gamer, so I enjoyed what I played, and then I heard it was coming to consoles, and I was like, I'm going to wait.
You're gonna love it.
And
You're gonna
over that.
You're gonna love
So
it.
good.
Over that.
It was my thing of last year.
Yeah, complete thing.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean it's got some new quests and stuff, hasn't it?
Yep.
To sort of hopefully draw people in.
Yeah.
that
So
haven't
it's
played
got.
it before. Sorry, that have played it before.
Yeah,
So,
I was reading about it. It's basically got one new quest line per kind of political affiliation. But apparently it's like they're quite involved. They're like several hours long.
Yes.
Each of those 4 quests. So like,
Jeez.
I'm well over it.
And you guys have played it, and I haven't. So I might do something on that. Let's see.
Yeah.
And every single character voiced, which means there's going to be about 13 voices for.
It's going to make the game a lot bigger, isn't it, to
Harry.
download? It's going to increase the download size.
Oh, massively. But yeah, I think there are 3 different audio directors doing all the vocal takes.
Yeah.
Like 12 million words of dialogue or something.
The thing I read about it, I was reading something about it yesterday. Like, do you know, sometimes, like, when you speak to characters and on games, they'll say the same thing, like, welcome, stranger. But they're kind of swapping that out. Like, each character has, like, 3 or 4 of those, like, welcome type chatters.
Oh, I mean, that's standard for most games these days.
It's nice to see it, though, isn't it? Like, what are you buying? Not just, I just don't want to hear that every time.
Yeah. And I know Gadget's going to buy the Ultimate Collection edition.
Oh God, I wish I could. It's 250 quid though, but I need it. I used to be really bad for buying collector's editions. I haven't bought one in ages, and I sold all my old ones. But I saw it, and I was just like, "Oh God, I want to give Zaum all the money.
Yeah.
They just deserve all of my money."
I presume the people who did do some of the voice acting, it's just going to be the same people doing the extra dialogue.
Yeah. So it's if you haven't played the game, it's like you'll speak to a character and they'll give you like a line, and then everything else you read.
Yeah, they talk a little bit.
It's those voice actors are coming back to those characters, but like there'll be. I'm assuming there'll be voices for each of the kind of the internal constructs in Harry's brain.
Yes,
because there is a significant. There's a significant amount of the game where you argue with your own mind. Yeah, it's only really limbic system and reptilian brain which are voiced. You that wonderful kind of fake Cockney voice. You're a superstar, Harry.
It'll probably make it a better streaming game actually, because you won't have all that tech.
I don't think it's a streaming game. I think it's a game you need to savor yourself. I think it's
it's definitely.
Oh no, I agree.
It's
but I just
personal.
think from the voice side, there's less. The text is still there, but at least you've got the voice over there as well.
It's definitely a game that you shouldn't stream. Like it's just in general because I think it's such a personal game.
And the second someone pops up that you don't know and spoils it, you've fucked it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
You could spoil that game very quickly, mate.
So, moving on from that, I wanted to drop in a couple of movies.
Yeah, go.
That are up and coming. Nobody is coming out with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah,
better known as Better Call Saul. It's directed by, I'm going to pronounce this as best as I can, Ilya Naishula, I believe. A Russian guy who, I don't know if you've seen this movie, it's Hardcore Henry.
Yes.
Which
the
is
first
just
person
crazy. Yeah, it's mental.
It's weird.
Really, really mental. But this completely came out of the blue for me. This trailer got announced, and it's basically, and the only way I could describe it, if you haven't seen the trailer, is Bob Odenkirk, who still kind of looks like he's playing Better Call Saul at the beginning of the trailer.
Make him a badass.
Suddenly goes all John Wick and just absolutely twats these people on a train who's attacking somebody, and you suddenly go, who is this guy? And that's like, you're hooked. They obviously don't tell you any more really than that.
It's a good trailer, I like it.
It's brilliant. And he's obviously worked out a bit for it as well, so he suddenly goes from this sort of innocent bystander to some full-on...
It's because his face, he looks schlubby, doesn't he? He just looks like a slub.
Schlubby.
He's just a slub.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested in that. I have no idea if it's going to be good or not, but that trailer sold it to me, without a doubt. And speaking of trailers, Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds.
He's been busy, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
Buying football
he's
clubs.
Be playing,
Yep.
I think the best way to describe it is like almost like a non-player controlled person, an NPC is the better
in a video
game, who is suddenly either becomes self-aware. It's just of the world that when you playing a game like GTA and you're driving around, you're running people.
Imagine a pedestrian becoming sentient.
Yes, imagine a pedestrian suddenly going, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And it just looks really, again, batshit crazy. And I do like Ryan Reynolds when he's in a movie that he's clearly enjoying.
I like him when you can tell he's enjoying it, there's a massive difference with Ryan Reynolds films. If you know he's doing it to pay the mortgage, it's not very good.
But that really looks really good. A couple of things I very quickly wanted to mention was the Last of Us TV show.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I know a lot of people are sort of going, Walking Dead sort of thing, but I think it can work. They've announced at least the two main cast, which pretty good choice in my opinion. Pedro Pascal, recently from The Mandalorian, but also is from the Game of Thrones, which also starred Bella Ramsey, who's playing Ellie.
Yep.
So, I just think good choices, has all the potential to be a really good show if they don't turn it into 8 seasons like they did with The Walking Dead.
I don't think they'll keep it 5 minimum.
I don't think they will.
It just needs to be really well written, keep it into that world that they've already created, and whether they follow the game story or just do something different.
I think they should be really sparse with clickers and stuff like that, make it more human story.
Yeah, it just needs to have a bit of drama in there, a bit of danger, but the whole point of The Last of Us, for me personally, was that developing relationship.
Yeah.
And I need to play the sequel, which I haven't done yet.
Wow.
I really enjoyed the first one.
Oh, you'll love the second one then.
I just don't know whether it's going to be one of those ones where are we just going to get an adaptation of
is it going to be the same
game but drawn out?
Yeah.
Because I don't see how they can do anything different.
Yeah, without changing it completely and different endings and so. Yeah, to be fair, I weren't looking forward to this.
I am looking forward to it, but
it's not that I'm not. It's one of those things like I won't rush home from work to watch. It's like, I'll pop this on, but I might love it.
They can follow the plot of the game, but also didn't the game jump timelines as well? Just like here's 6 months later or something. So at least they can maybe just use parts of the game that weren't seen that they can use.
Potentially,
jumps between seasons, doesn't it?
Yeah, you get like a scenario in each of the 4 seasons, but it's like it's the moving from town to town, so you don't see the bits in between. You don't
basically nothing happens.
Characters in, they got on a bus, but they got characters that they could drop and create for fill out that sort of thing. But I don't think they should change what happens at the end.
I wonder who they're going to get to play Tommy.
Probably Ryan Reynolds.
Probably.
he's got nothing on.
Imagine if they cast Troy Baker as Tommy.
Oh, well, that'd be a right kick in the teeth. And yes, Troy, you won't be playing guitar.
The only reason I think about that is because every time I see Tommy, he looks like Troy Baker.
He does. He's like modelled in.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, is that everything there, Biggie?
That's it, mate.
So, we're all looking forward to things in the future. And the future of this podcast as well. Many things will be changing. we've got plans ahead. We've even discussed potential special guests. We've discussed just, as you can tell with this episode, slight tweaks and just more fun and excitement. But strangely, even though we've been away, we have still got some feedback. And I believe, Gadget, you're the man that they sent all these letters to, our P.O. box.
Yes, I kind of get moved in the house. The cats are drowning under post. Honestly, it's unreal. But starting off on the Discord, Tig popped up. Now, for his one, what he's looking forward to mostly, it's the Dune movie. He says, "I've watched that trailer a bazillion times."
So good.
Yes, but other stuff he wants: Deathloop, which is the new Arcane game.
That's on my list.
I am interested in that.
A new series of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Always.
I've still not watched the others. I've only watched like 3 seasons of that.
Go away.
You've got another 12 to go.
I don't think I will.
A new series of Umbrella Academy.
I've not watched
That's
that.
That's on my watch
I've
list.
not watched
It's
it.
great. It's really great.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see how they handle Elliot Page.
Yes, absolutely. Very interested on that bit. I've been told by a lot of people though to watch Umbrella Academy, so maybe this is the push I need.
Yeah.
If it's yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And he also says he wants PES, so Pro Evolution Soccer, using the Unreal Engine to not be a mess.
They need to sort their fucking menus.
Yeah, they
out.
do.
The game is okay, but I totally agree.
The
with
menus
them,
are shite.
Fuck me.
Found Biggie's nerve here.
When you go into a section in the UI and then it goes save, connecting to Konami, save. It's just, what is it doing?
God, remember when PES was the best ever, and now it's just a shadow of its former self. Come back, PES, come back to us.
Moving on to Smash's Clay, he has said, much like Stig, watching the new season of WandaVision has got me really excited for the new raft of Marvel stuff. The opportunities with the Fox merger means we'll start to see Mutants, the Fantastic Four, Blade, Galactus, and Kang the Conqueror show up. Also, I struggle to believe it's coming this year, but God of War Ragnarok is something I just can't wait to play.
It's not happening this year.
It did say it on the announcement.
Get it out of your minds, guys. That's coming out Christmas 2022.
The first game in the rebooted series was amazing. The new combat perspective, the more mature writing and characters.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
In depth and complexity rather than blood and boobies sense. I'm hyped enough that I may just go back and play the PS5 patched version, which came out last week, I think.
Apparently it's gorgeous as well.
Oh.
And he finishes off with, I would be excited for Elden Ring, the new From Software game. George R.R. Martin has cursed it. It's never coming out.
No, we're not going to get that. We're just going to get Dark Souls 4 instead.
Yeah, it's because he co-wrote it, didn't he?
Yeah, he basically put all the production into it.
Right.
Oh, it's not happening. Forget Elden Ring, it's not happening as well.
Just why destroy
Bloodborne 2 or
dreams?
Dark Souls 4, that will do.
Over on Twitter, Sneaky at I Am Sneaky says he's looking forward to the pub, playing darts against anyone other than the missus, and reading Gadget's new book that has my bit in it.
Oh yeah, Gadget's new book that's coming out in 2025.
Yeah, I should finish that. But yeah, I did base one. So I started a draft of it about a year ago, and I put a character in called with Sneaky's actual name, and he prefers to be called Sneaky. So I put it in there. And as a joke, because Sneaky will himself tell you he's very short, I made this guy like 6'5".
Chicken chaser.
Yeah, he's just like a little side character.
This book?
You're not big.
I hadn't met you at that point.
Can't you remember?
You're still writing it there, right? Can you not just make me the main character?
I don't think it works like that, pal.
It's just getting a razor.
Yeah, just go and change all the main characters' name to Biggie.
And this is why you guys aren't authors. You can't just change things like that.
Oh shit! Yeah,
it's easy, right? Like editing.
I mean, the main character of the book is a 26-year-old woman. I don't know if you're right for the bill, Biggie.
No, definitely not.
Well, I don't know.
Look how offended he is.
I will say, actually, I finished my series of books. So my next one is your book, Gadget. I will be.
It's very good.
That next.
I really enjoyed it.
Moving along from this praise of me, which makes me feel uncomfortable. Kieran at Kieran something says the only thing I can think of is basically an extended version of a game I've already played, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut.
He knows it. He knows it.
Along with the long-awaited vinyl of the soundtrack. The soundtrack is outstanding.
It's available on Spotify though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
yeah. He wants it vinyl. He wants to hear the crackles.
Kieran's a man of refined taste.
Yeah.
He wants his imperfect audio.
He won't be scratching with it. He won't be doing that.
I just go back and listen to that Red Rock Riviera.
Yeah, it's good.
Just so good.
It's good.
And then he says, hopefully this episode will give me more stuff to look forward to as I'm currently at a loss. Well, we hope we've given you some things to think about.
There's loads coming.
So much so I've just forgotten some of the good stuff that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Ben at XBenBlasterX says a long-rumored Metroid Prime collection for the Switch. It's not happening, Ben.
That's not happening.
Is my most what have I done that? Yeah, is my most eagerly awaited game at the moment. Doubtful we're getting it this year, but I can live in hope.
We're not getting it on this current Switch. I'm telling you now.
It's the hope that kills you.
It is the hope.
Still waiting for a Mario Kart 9.
Just a quick question on that. I'm a massive fan of Metroid, the original game. So how did it work from going into first-person view?
It works well, really well.
Yeah, it's the same basic game, just in first person.
It's really good. They're all good.
Okay, Terrestrial Extra at Terrestrial Extra. Things they're bringing up. Film, The Lighthouse, waiting for it to hit the streaming services.
Oh, The Lighthouse is so good.
Very good film.
I love The Lighthouse.
For books, Doors of Stone, the third book in the King Killer Chronicles. That's hard to say.
Speaking of books that you're not going to see for a very long time, it's been about 10 years now, hasn't it, since book 2?
Is that like waiting for the last Game of Thrones book as well? It's just not going to happen.
They're on par with each other, these two books.
Wow.
For TV, he's saying The Last of Us, because he loved the casting announcement of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
Video game wise, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which I think is like 2 months away.
Yeah,
really
I
soon.
always thought that was going to come with the console, but
I did too.
It looks really good.
It's still down as a launch game.
Launch window.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you can't get a PS5 for love nor money, so it's technically still launch.
I think it looks really good. And by the time it comes out, I might be able to afford a PS5
If
I
they
can
pull
find
off
one.
that mechanic where you jump between the areas in a second, that'll be really impressive.
And one last one for look from Terrestrial Extra. The return of modern escapism. Truly appreciate your work. Thank you.
Aw, babe.
The wonderfully named Fat Zangief at Sideblood78 says, really looking forward to the 12 Minutes game. And the new Mortal Kombat film looks like it could actually be a decent video game movie. I wouldn't get ahead of yourself, but it does look good.
It looks good, but decent video game movie?
Yeah, that 12 Minutes game, I remember that. It was a trailer
E3?
at EGX or E3, E3. Yeah.
It's the one that's based in that room, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's filmed from above.
I thought it'd be out by now, but it's very interesting. And I wonder if the game's going to last 12 minutes.
Yeah, check out the trailer.
Check it out.
Cool.
I think you'll really like the concept and like the look of it. Yeah, I just think.
Is it an Annapurna game? I think it might be.
Sounds like it probably would be based on the concept.
It's monochrome, isn't it? It's black and white.
It looks really cool. Looks cool.
Moving over to the email inbox, Nimrod Hicks has written in. Hi guys, good to have you back. As a big sports fan, I'm looking forward to the delayed Olympics and the football Euros.
Euros. Oh, I'm so happy. I hope the pubs are open for Euros because it won't be the same.
The thing I miss the most that I can't wait to return to is playing Dungeons and Dragons again.
There you go, Gadget. You've got a friend.
Yeah. My wizard Tiranesh, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right, has itchy fingers and needs to get some spells off her chest. Woe betide anyone getting in the way of her when we return. They'll just end up being a pair of singed boots with some smoke coming out of them.
Ooh, badass.
Yes. I need to encounter this wizard. And last but not least, it's Kurt Lew and it's the best lad.
Best boy.
Of course
what a boy.
Saying, hi chaps. I'm going to give you one of each media.
Of course he is.
Game. Gotham Knights.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Arkham games, and even though this isn't Rocksteady, it is by the same team who did Arkham Origins, which I still think is a good game. I love that gag.
I thought that was a Freudian slip then.
No, it's a known gag.
One.
I think it was Eurogamer that
it is,
Eurogamer had a typo in their review of Arkham Origins, and so it became Arkham Oranges.
I prefer it.
I'm a sucker for Arkham Style combat, but there aren't many games with that style.
True.
Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales. They are basically Arkham games with a different
He
skin.
needs to play Mad Max.
Yeah,
I've told him so many times. It is the Batman engine. He fights like Batman.
Yes. So an excuse to play the game without combat, again, has me excited.
Mad Max.
Films? No Time to Die.
Oh,
Which is the new Bond film.
He's been waiting for this film.
He's been waiting
Poor
for this film for years. This film has had numerous delays. It'll be great to finally see the last Daniel Craig Bond, who throughout has made a great Bond in my opinion, and I just hope he goes out with a bang. I assume there'll be a lot of bangs. It's a Bond
Do
film.
you reckon Daniel Craig's forgotten the story about it now? He filmed it like 2 years ago.
When he has to do press, it's going to be like,
I think he drinks a martini at one point. I'm not sure.
His gadgets will probably be outdated by the
That's what
time
I
it
mean.
comes out.
Probably, yeah. And book-wise, he's talking about Ask Iwata.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't aware this is a book all about the design of video games from the famous Nintendo head developer Iwata. It's supposed to be excellent from what I've heard of the Japanese version, and the English translation comes out in April. Now, I agree with them on this one. I actually have this pre-ordered.
They're doing it.
as well.
It was announced other day as well. They're doing an audiobook of it. So,
Are they?
yeah, I'm
Ooh.
down for it.
I wonder who they're getting to read that.
I don't know.
But
Ryan
yes,
Reynolds.
well, it's not like he's got a lot on
No,
these days. is
it's
it?
not busy.
After he
He's
sold that
invested in a
aviation
football
gin.
club, you know.
But yes, thank you everyone for getting in touch.
Thank you very much.
That was the post bag.
Yes.
It was a rather full one this week.
Yeah, a big full sack of post.
Oh, oodles.
Thank you all for bearing with us as well. It's been a nice staycation for us. It's been relaxing. As I said, our head offices have been a bit quiet, haven't they? Apart from the cleaners, it's been really good. But we do
They've
have
got the marble table up to a nice shine, haven't they?
yes, they have. We do have some admin in store for you all now. So, Stig, you're the administrator.
Yep. Just before I go over to the socials, those of you who are on our socials will have noticed this week that we've updated our artwork.
Yes.
The very brilliant Candy Machine, Gadget's friend Joe, did some great artwork, and we've
Gorgeous.
relaunched with a new look. So if you haven't seen them, or if you don't venture onto Twitter or Instagram that much, then check us out. And to do that... Oh, sorry.
And I was just going to add, if you do like the artwork, the link to Joe's
Yes.
Instagram page is going to be in the show notes every week going forward. So
She's earned it.
She's earned it. So if you need any graphic design or any tattoos done, because she's a tattoo artist, go and send her a message.
Yes.
'Cause,
Yeah, we're
she's
really
good
happy
people.
with it. Really happy
Candy
what she's done.
apparently as well.
Yes.
So you can find us on Twitter at Modern Escapism. On there, you'll find a link to all of our episodes, socials, and Discord. If you have any comments, you can do so either tweet us or emails at modernescapismpod@gmail.com. We also stream, so if you like to watch some gaming streams, you can come and watch us at twitch.tv/modernescapism. We have a jam-packed weekly schedule. Saturday, Oodles, are you back underwater in Bioshock now? Everything going well for that?
Yeah, all things considered, yeah. Unless my arms fall off, I'll be doing that.
Good. Because we need to see you finish that game.
Yeah, everyone keeps
me.
like messaging me like privately saying, "Dude, you need to finish that game." Like there are things that you need to know.
You know how much you were enjoying it up to the point that you're up to.
Yes.
You haven't even hit the good bit.
Oh
yet.
shit!
The game gets
How
so
far are
much
you into?
better.
I haven't seen it.
The last time I
Apologies.
played it, I was doing the bees.
Yeah, he's just finished Arcadia. He's heading off to Fort Frolic.
Yep. So Oodles will be back onto that. Biggie, as ever, will be watching him die constantly on Dark Souls as he tries to complete that for the first time. Wednesday night, myself and Gadget are going to... he's dragging me into the snow-capped horror of What's that? Volantis?
Yes.
We embark on a co-op run of Dead Space 3. Now, I've never played a single Dead Space
So
game.
excited for this.
All I've ever heard is
right.
Dead Space 3 is not the best.
It's
But
crazy.
it's fun in co-op, so we decided that we're going to have a laugh in the co-op mode.
Yes, and I'm very excited for this because I've played Dead Space 3 through in its single player, so I know the story and I know kind of. I don't remember exactly what happens throughout the game, but I know enough of it. It's a mess. It's a wonderful mess.
I like
Dead
it.
Space. Dead Space 2 is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a really fucking good game. Dead Space 3 is not, but it's also amazing for different reasons because it's so bad. It'll be fucking hilarious, and also the fact that it's in co-op just makes it silly.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah,
you're gonna love it.
I think that people are gonna get. We're going to be typecast as the people who love Wonderful Messes gadget with this. Justice League. I'm sure there's some other stuff that we've agreed on that's a Wonderful Mess as well. So
on that announcement, we're renaming the podcast Modern Messes.
But yeah, those are our streams. So head over to twitch.tv. We'll post them out on socials as a reminder when they're going live. It's usually around 9 o'clock on those nights. Yeah. And finally, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. For more than anything, it really does help us get noticed. And obviously, we think we're worth your 5 stars, so hit us up with them.
Agreed. Thank you very much. So, before we leave, I just want to say thank you all for bearing with us. It's been a strange time, and we've had time to plan the future. Like I said earlier, we're going to be getting some special guests on. I believe Ryan Reynolds has said yes, Gadget. Is that right?
Yeah, but we need to work it around Deadpool 3.
Yeah, we're going to get Ryan Reynolds on. We're going to get some big names on there.
Rick Moranis
has agreed.
Rick Moranis has said yes. It's exciting. It's exciting what we're doing, and I can't stress this enough. Get into our community. We've had some deep, meaningful conversations in regards to mental health lately, because it's troubling for everyone at the moment, and we're all here to just talk, because sometimes people forget how powerful talking is. And yeah, just come into our Discord. You'll find it on his Twitter. Other than that, I just want to say as well, thank you to you 3 for persevering and listening to me.
It's a challenge, mate.
I mean, we're kind of shut you up.
And yeah, the future is bright, and we are. And yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to the feedback. And please just let us know if you like what we do and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave you with this quote: "The future depends on what we do in the present." Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you for listening. Good night. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Right. We're back. And I already need a piss, but I can go through it. I can fight through.
Please put that on as an Easter egg.
That's already the Easter egg. I'm sorry, Ulysses.
For fuck's sake.